to show you a few tips on how to use Zoom for meetings. So, first of all, if you are using Zoom pretty frequently, like most of us are these days, it's best to download the application, whether that be on your computer, on your tablet or iPad, or on your smartphone. Those instructions are super easy if you just go to the website zoom.us. That should be very straightforward, but please do let me know if you have any questions about that. So once you've downloaded the Zoom application, you can open that up. And the first thing I want to show you is scheduling a meeting. So this is something that once you've joined a few Zoom meetings, it's very straightforward. But for people who are brand new to Zoom, there's some things you can do to make it more straightforward in terms of how to join the meeting. So click on schedule. Or one thing I'll show you first, which can be a little disorienting if you're new to the platform, is just making sure you're in the home screen. Sometimes it'll take you right to contacts or meetings or chat, and you just want to make sure that you're on the home screen. So once you're there, you want to click schedule, title your meeting an appropriate title, or whatever. And so we want to set the date. Set to whatever you like, but I will let you know that it's always going to set automatically to half an hour later. You can adjust this if you want your meeting to be longer, but it's going to give you this warning and ask you to upgrade. So if you have the basic Zoom and you don't pay for any additional settings, it's always going to be a 40-minute limit on your meetings. And that is an easy workaround. As long as you and the participants don't mind clicking the link again after the meeting shuts down, it's not really a big deal. So that's fine, we're keeping that. I'm going to say don't show me this message again because I don't really want to see it. But we're going to go down here to meeting ID. Generate automatically, that's fine, keep that there. What we need this meeting ID and password for the most is for people joining via their landline or dialing in on a cell phone. So instead of accessing Zoom through an application, accessing it through a dial-in number. If you know the people you're working with are going to be using iCalendar and always use it, or use Google Calendar and always use it, by all means select that, but I usually like to select other calendars because when we click schedule, it just gives us all the text we would need in terms of sending this off in any format we like. So if we're sending it in a text to somebody, an email, whatever. So you could just click copy invitation. And then I'm going to go to my email here and just paste that information. A lot of people will just send that off as is, but I think it's best, especially if you're working with somebody who's new to Zoom, to just make this information a little bit more clear. So Anah C is inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting. Maybe something a little less formal than that. Hi there. Here's the Zoom link. Let me know if you have any questions or whatever you want to add there. Topic, that's fine if you want to include that. I like to take it out because generally you've been talking with that person before and that's just one more piece of information they need to sift through. Join meeting. So here you have the link. This is what they're going to click on. That will take them to zoom.us or to their application that they've already downloaded. But if they're joining via phone, this is the information they need. So what I like to do to make that a little more obvious is just put join meeting via computer, iPad, tablet, or smartphone. And then just let them know that this information is separate. This is for join meeting via landline or dial-in. so they know this is for people who do not have the app. So one piece of info we're missing for the people with the phone is the actual number they need to connect to Zoom. So meeting ID, they're going to be asked for, password they're going to be asked for, but that's once we have the number. I've created a little quick document on step-by-step, more specific step-by-step guide to using Zoom on your landline or cell phone via dial-in, and it includes these numbers. So these are all toll-free numbers, and what I would do is just copy one of these and list it so people know exactly what to do. So yeah, you can format that however you like, but I think that's easiest. And if you know the person is going to be joining via landline or dialing in on their cell phone, it might be nice to just list these instructions, which I will send to you. You can easily attach the document, but it might be easier, again, if this person may be less tech savvy, to just include the instructions right here. So how to join a meeting, just title that, underline it, whatever you want to do, just so they know there's some instructions to lead them step by step. So yeah, that's all good to send off. I did want to show you something else. So that's our invitation, close. So say somebody phones you or emails you, needs a hand with something, you both decide it's best to jump onto a Zoom call. You don't need to schedule this, it's happening right now. You just want to click new meeting. So, hello. You just click on the icon, and this is what I was talking about before. People are always going to be asked if they want to join with audio, so it's important they always click join with computer audio or phone audio, tablet audio, whatever device they're using. So you can hear me speaking right now, but since I haven't clicked this, if we were connecting via Zoom, you wouldn't be able to hear me yet. Now you can hear me. So you can see here in the bottom left corner, it even shows the volume levels and shows that your mic is actually working. Here you can see beside it is the video button. So video is really great and like a lot of the purpose of the Zoom meeting, but sometimes if your internet isn't very strong or another participant's internet isn't great and you're not required, you don't actually need the video on one end, I would recommend just turning that off, because that just uses a little bit more of your internet towards having a steady connection and making sure you guys can at least hear each other. But for most of the time, you can leave the video on. One thing that's more handy to turn on and off frequently is the volume of your voice. So this microphone is you as a participant, your voice. And sometimes you may have noticed when you're in a Zoom meeting, particularly with a lot of people, you can hear an echo of your voice or others, which often makes it really hard to understand what people are actually saying. So one tip that's nice is to ask all participants who are not currently speaking to just click mute there. And that will make it so they're not heard. Exactly, they'll have this message that comes up saying, you're muted now. So people know that they won't be heard. Another thing you can do if the people aren't muting it that will often just serve the same purpose is just having the other participants turn their volume down. So that echo just comes from other computers picking up the sounds of the meeting and playing them back into the meeting. So often turning it down or putting in like a little pair of earbuds, that'll be a big help. But if those aren't accessible, muting when the person isn't talking is great. So I also wanted to show you, first of all, once we're in this setting, how do we share this with someone? So right now I'm talking to you, but via Zoom I'm only talking to myself. So to invite people into this meeting, we want to go meeting here at the top and then click invite. And so from here, these are some contacts I have. You could do that, but honestly, it's going to be a lot easier. See in the bottom left here, you can click copy URL or copy invitation. So copy invitation, I go back into my email. This doesn't want to get out of my way. Compose a new mail, and let's see what that invitation looks like. So yeah, this is a section of what we got before in our first invitation. So the only thing it's missing is the scheduled time and that little formal greeting that was at the beginning. So again, this bottom information is for phones, and this link is just for joining right away via the app. So that's how to send that video right away. But another tool that I thought might be useful is showing how to use the screen share. So you can see it here at the bottom. Although it's green, it's not on right now. It just shows up green that way. So if you want to enable your screen share, you need to double click it. And then for the most basic screen share, you want to click desktop. So that's, again, double click on that. That's just going to show what your laptop screen is showing. So you can see the zoom. Because I'm showing you what I'm looking at, I can see this little square, but other participants in Zoom would not be able to see me. They can just see what I am seeing on my screen. So if you want to show a website that people might be new to, or say how to use something within Google Drives or something, you can just show them so they can see anything that you're looking at on your own screen. Another cool function that might come in handy is a different type of screen share. So I'm going to stop this screen share and go into screen share again, double click, whiteboard. So that's where you can kind of just like draw things out. So say for some reason you're describing something and you need to draw it out for some reason. Like say there's an object and it has this tab that's in on the back or something like that. That could come in handy. Again, you can just stop the screen share. Again, within that screen share is you can connect it to your phone. So that's really great, but not sure how much you want to get into that. That definitely is another layer of stuff, but could be handy for your work. So that's a little bit of a few things that people run into in terms of troubles with Zoom, but I know there's a lot more. There are a lot of different devices you can access Zoom on, which makes there be a lot of different small problems that can occur. So if you run into any of these with yourself or someone you're helping out, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll do my best to help. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye.